The Baltimore Ravens got some very disappointing news when it came to running back Keaton Mitchell, who a lot of us were super excited for. The Baltimore Ravens had talked about him a week ago. John Harbaugh was like, yeah, I expect Todd Monken to get him more and more involved in the offense. And we expected that, especially the way the Baltimore Ravens do the running back position, because it's running back by committee. They had a Gus Edwards. They had a Justice Hill, but with Keaton Mitchell being the only other running back there, we figured, all right, he'll definitely get some playing time very soon, because we saw what they did with Drake. We saw what they did with Melvin Gordon. So it was just a matter of time when it came to Keaton Mitchell. And his time came. His time came this past week, and we were like, hey, that's 34 out there. He ain't just on special teams. He was on offense as well, and we love to see it. But what got pointed out was shout out to Ryan Mink. He pointed out that, because I didn't even see it on the broadcast view, on the play where Keaton Mitchell got the handoff, that was almost a touchdown. Watch this. And it's crazy because watching it live, I didn't see that at all. I did not see that. Oh, he could have took that to the house, man. That could have been a wrap. But it's all good. It was a nice start for Keaton Mitchell, and slow and steady wins the race, right? But Keaton Mitchell, apparently, he was too fast for his own body, man, because unfortunately, in that disappointing news, John Harbaugh said that Keaton Mitchell, he did have a hamstring injury. And we know with hamstring injuries, they are very, very tricky. They are extremely tricky. Harbaugh said he got an outside chance of playing this week against the Cardinals. But then the following week, then he'll have more of a shot then. And so if Harbaugh's saying that Keaton Mitchell got an outside chance of playing this week against the Cardinals, he ain't playing, because y'all know Harbaugh, he probably ain't going to play. 9 times out of 10, I'm not expecting Keaton Mitchell to practice. I ain't expecting him to play. I'm not expecting Keaton Mitchell this week at all, with Harbaugh saying that. And it sucks, man. It sucks because Keaton Mitchell, like, y'all know the story about just his whole story about him making the roster as an undrafted rookie free agent at the running back position where the Ravens were stacked. Like, they had J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill. Those guys were all essentially locks. And then he had to battle with a veteran, Melvin Gordon. And like, Ravens want to go with the trusted person. They want to go with the veteran over an undrafted rookie free agent. Of course they're going to go with the veteran. He's a proven guy, but the Ravens didn't. So for Keaton Mitchell to make the roster, we were like, yeah. And then even when they placed him on injury reserve, they did it to where he wouldn't have to miss the season, and he would have to miss at least 4 games, and then they brought him back. So it's like, yeah. And then he finally got his chance, and then a hamstring injury took him out. And I remember wondering, like, man, when Justice Hill fumbled the ball, I was thinking, oh, well, it's Keaton Mitchell time. Keaton Mitchell really about to get his shot. He really about to get his shine on now, but now we know the rest of the story as to why he didn't. But with him being out now, man, that's a big blow, man, because him, similar to Justice Hill too, they're fast, man. They got some crazy speed, and both of them. But Keaton Mitchell, like, it's refreshing that the Ravens have multiple running backs who really can get that thing going. Now with Keaton Mitchell, when he does come back and gets his opportunities, one thing he got to make sure he does is hold on to that ball, because I saw that he almost lost it. He was very close to losing it, but he didn't, so that's the most important thing. But this is it's frustrating because with Keaton Mitchell, man, you, especially as a fan, and I'm sure obviously as coaches too, we envision so much for certain players, especially when we get a glimpse of all the possibilities that they can do, all the possibilities of their athleticism on the field, their ability on the field, and we dream about, oh man, they could do this, they could be good in this type of offense, they would be good with that scheme, they'd be good on that kind of play. Oh man, if that got set up for them, that'd be a touchdown every time. We think about that stuff a lot. So with Keaton Mitchell, it was no different. And then again, seeing that play and seeing it from that angle, it's like, oh, he could have had his first NFL carry could have been a touchdown. Very first carry could have been a touchdown. Oh, that would have been historic. That would have been a beautiful thing. But now with Keaton Mitchell, we gotta wait. We gotta wait, and we gotta wait again, because again, we remember he was on injury reserve before, and they brought him back. And now the good thing with that, the Baltimore Ravens have showed how much they value Keaton Mitchell. Because if they didn't value him, then they would not use the limited amount of injury reserve returns spots that they have. Because that's something that I learned this season. I thought when it came to injury reserve, I know you could bring people back, but I thought you could bring as many people back as you wanted to from injury reserve. But no, you cannot. You have a limited amount of people that you can bring back from IR. And we learn something new all the time, every year, every day. And that is definitely something that I did not know before. So for the Ravens to use one of those spots on him, that says a lot. So I really, really appreciated that. So he definitely has a place on this team. Now, hopefully, for his sake, this hamstring injury, he misses this Cardinals game. Hopefully that will be the only game that he misses, and the Baltimore Ravens can get right back to, all right, hey, we got Justice Hill, we got Gus Edwards and Keaton Mitchell getting back in the mix too. Because to have somebody, the more playmakers, like we've been saying this for years, the more playmakers you have, the better. I know, hey, it's only one football to go around. Okay, and have more playmakers so you have even more options. So when you do have that football, you could give it to that guy, you can give it to that guy, you can give it to that guy. Oh man, you got so many options for people who can make plays for you, and that's important. So with Keaton, man, I'm bummed. I'm bummed that his hamstring was acting up, but I am glad Harbaugh did say that it's not severe. So it's not going to be season ending. But again, with hamstrings, they like Harbaugh said a couple weeks ago about Marcus Williams, they're very finicky. They're finicky type of injuries. They sometimes can linger. Sometimes they can go away like that. So hopefully with Keaton Mitchell, they just send him a supply of bananas. They send him a bunch of Gatorade and all that. And he can get that hamstring stretched out properly so he can be back on the field as soon as possible. Because I know especially when Justice Hill fumbled that ball, I really thought, all right, it's Keaton Mitchell time. It's his time to shine. And not that we like, all right, Justice Hill, yeah, you fumbled. Okay, yeah, we celebrating that you about to get benched now. No, nothing like that. But I really thought that they were going to sort of take a bit of a step back from Justice Hill, not completely eliminating him, not even throwing him in a doghouse. Because I'll say if he was going to be put in a doghouse, he would have been put in a doghouse by now from the fumbles from before. But he didn't, and he's not. So he's not going in a doghouse at all. But I really did think like, all right, well, now Keaton Mitchell going to get much more of an opportunity. But then we were looking around and we didn't see him. We didn't see him at all. It was like, where is number 34 at? But that clears it up as to why.